What's up, Soul Squad? Yeah, she still don't have an intro. Oh man, she still don't have an intro. But guys, it's cold outside. It's cold everywhere. We're making some beef stew. I got onion, celery, got the garlic right here, got my stew meat. It's beef stew meat. Basically just like chuck roast cut in squares, but they done the work for you. All right, so we're gonna start off, guys. I'm gonna start off with just 3 stalks of celery. Everything been rinsed off. The meat been rinsed off. The celery been rinsed off. And we're gonna go ahead and chop our celery. You can use more than 3 stalks, but it depends on the large amount. I'm not making that much today, so I'm only using 3 stalks, and I'm really just cutting them and chopping them. Not that small, not that big, just nice size. Nice sizes here. And yeah, so beef stew is one of those meals that's very hearty. It'll get you nice and full. And trust me, your family will love it. So we're going to push our celery to the side. I'm going to cut up a few more pieces. I see I have a kind of, chunky pieces right here. But we're going to push our celery to the side. And we're going to go ahead and grab our onion. We're going to cut the bottom part of this onion off. Guys, and then after we cut off the both bottom, we're gonna go ahead and just peel her. I don't use a lot of onions. I know I'm really not an onion person, but I know the aromatics and the flavors, as far as the smell and the taste, it really brings out flavor in certain foods. And I think this is one of them. So my family love onions. I'm only gonna use maybe just a half, but this is a big girl, okay? She's sizing. So again, when you're cooking in your kitchen, it's your kitchen your way, my kitchen my way. And do what works for you and your family. So I'm just still peeling off this onion, y'all. I'm just undressing her. Okay, she was just all over the place. But yeah, so I'm gonna cut it in half. Again, I'm not using the whole onion. And y'all, I'm gonna wait till y'all get to the point. Y'all see that pot right there, the burgundy one? What's it called? Y'all, what is the name of this thing? They ain't making a video. I can't even think of the name of all the tools that I'm going to be using. It's not a crock pot. I want to say it's a steamer. Child, what is oh my gosh. The brain freeze is real. But I'm chopping my onions up. Again, I'm only using a half an onion. And you can use a whole onion. Again, it depends on how much stew you make it. I'm only making not even a half a pot, maybe a half a pot of stew, because I did order the meat. But just like Walmart, most famous shoppers, they brought me back some stewed pork. Comment below, what can I do with stewed pork? I was really upset because I did want to make a big pot, so that's why my pot is not that big. I was like, stewed pork? I never even heard of stewed pork. But yeah, that's what they substitute my stewed beef with. One beef, one pork. And so that went in the freezer. Don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I really don't. Pressure cooker. That's what it's called. All right, you guys in the comments, I know y'all got it. Love you, Soul Squad. Look, it just came out the blue while I'm talking about something. Get all my veggies up in there, y'all. It's a pressure cooker. So as far as the seasoning, a lot of people like using that beef stew seasoning. I'm not using any of that. I'm using one seasoning, guys. I have my own seasoning. It's called Soul Unstoppable Seasoning. And you guys, if you want to get your hands on that, email me at Blogs. Right now, my website is under construction. It's going to be a minute before she comes back. So we're taking it back old school. I still want to get my seasoning out there to you. If you got Cash App and you want to get your hands on the seasoning, email me at Blogs, and you can get your seasoning. I'm going to tell you, this beef stew tastes so good. And I literally only use my seasoning. And I just went in with it. I put the vegetables and the beef and everything. I put some cornstarch on the beef so they could get like a thickener as it cooked, y'all. But yeah, so I literally just use my season. But if you don't have my season, season your meat, what you've been doing with it, some garlic powder, some onion powder, some pepper, maybe a little bit complete, some season oil, season your meat to perfection the way you would do in your home. But if you get my seasoning, you don't need nothing but that. It stands alone on its by itself. Okay, so y'all, okay, this a part I dreaded. I went in with my meat and my veggies, okay? Y'all, this does not work for me. Yes, I'm going in with some minced garlic, a nice heaping teaspoon of minced garlic. Y'all, I did about 2 teaspoons because this is a regular spoon, so that's about 2 teaspoons that was on there. Okay? Now, this is where the tragedy come in at. I don't know how to get the top on the pressure cooker. Yes, I'm going in there one whole thing of beef broth. Let's do that. And then after I use this whole thing of beef broth, I'm going to fill her up. And I'm going to use one whole thing of water. So one whole thing of beef broth. Fill the beef broth container up with nothing but cold water. And then I'm going to go in with one whole thing of water and I'm going to stir it up. This is my liquid that I'm adding to this. Oh, y'all, she's so happy. I'm thinking, okay, I'm about to cook this for like 4 hours or so. Go sit down. Don't have to watch it. Let it go ahead. Because, you know, a pressure cooker could turn into a slow cooker. So I was going to put it on 4 hour slow cook. Y'all, this is the tragedy right here. Y'all see the struggle? I ain't show y'all the whole struggle, okay? Y'all saw just piece of the struggle on camera. When I took this camera off, I tried everything in my power to get this top on. I only used this thing one time. I done had it for 2.5 years. This is practically brand new. Christmas present. I used it one time, and that's when I first moved into this apartment. And I don't even know how I got the top on thing. Y'all, I could not get this top on. This top wouldn't click. It wouldn't do anything. This is a good air fryer that was gifted to me by my cousin for a Christmas present. And I just don't know how to work it. I need a lesson in air fryer. Y'all look at that arm. All of y'all way. I apologize. I was struggling. I was fussing. I was cussing. And so it came to this point where you excuse the dishes in the sink because whenever I get this on, I'm going to go ahead and do my dishes. I'm sorry. That's just what it was. Um, yeah, so what I did, y'all, I just moved this to the side. I did it old school. You know what? She going on the stove. I ain't got time for her. She go on the stove. She getting the top put on her, and she getting turned down to the lowest max on the stove, and she gonna cook. And after I do that, I'm gonna wash all these dishes up. Yeah. So y'all see my dishes is gone. Now let's go ahead and peel our curds because at this point my stew has been cooking for maybe 2.5 hours already because I want that meat nice and tender. So now at this point I'm gonna go ahead and do my carrots and my potatoes. I waited to the last minute, like after 2.5 hours of cooking, then put my carrots and potatoes on. So I'm just pulling off the carrots, cleaning them and peeling them. I think I used 4, 3, 4. I ended up using 5 carrots in this recipe. I don't think I show you because right now I'm just showing you guys that I'm peeling 3. But I think I ended up using 5 in total. Remember, you gotta wash off. I wash everything. Wash off your foods and stuff like that. And I use cold water to wash off my vegetables, guys. So yeah, I'm just getting all my veggies washed off. And then we're gonna go and cut them up, get all the peel off of it. At one point, I didn't know when I first started cooking. Yeah, like I was saying, when I first started cooking, I did not know you had to peel the skin off the curds. I just didn't know that, y'all. I was like, what? You know, and I started cooking when I was 10, so yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut off the top part of the carrots, and I'm going to cut off the bottom part of these carrots, y'all. And you could chop them how big you want, you know, small, little. I think I did like a fair cut with them. After I cut off both ends, I did a fair cut. And sometimes you can buy your carrots. They got those carrots shaped like chips, those chip carrots. This is one of my favorite knives. This is a knife that I always use to cut my sweet potatoes with. Y'all, this is a good knife right here. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it. So I looked, I was like, oh my goodness, there's not enough carrots. So I went and grabbed 2 more carrots. I don't think I showed that on camera. I went and grabbed 2 more carrots because I just really wanted them veggies and everything up in here for the family. Some people use carrots, potatoes, peas, and corn. I didn't do all that to my beef stew. I just left her, you know, just with some potatoes and carrots and the onions and the celery, and that was it for me when it came to this particular beef stew. Now I have put my mom had did oh, I did show you guys. Okay, so yeah, I did use 5 carrots. My mom has used may she recipe when I talk about her. She had used to use peas and corn and carrots and all that stuff in her beef stew. Just put all the nice little veggies in there. I just only stick to 3 things: the celery, the carrots, and the potatoes. And I always do them at the end. As soon as my meat start getting a little bit tender, I throw in my carrots and my potatoes because it don't take long to actually you know, for the potatoes and carrots to cook. They don't need but maybe a good hour or 45 minutes if you got that stove on a nice medium. And then potatoes and carrots will just cook up really, really quick. And this me here peeling my potatoes under some cold water. And I only use 3 potatoes because these potatoes are really, really big. So I only use 3 potatoes, guys. Like I said, I'm peeling my potatoes. I only used 3 potatoes right here, and because they were really, really large, and I just cut them in big chunks right here. And as big as you want, that's up to you. You don't have to do them that's that big. I did mine. I mean, this is like actually different sizes. I really don't really concentrate on the size that I cut my potatoes in because I do like to have kind of like medium size chunks in my beef stew. It just make it so hearty. And some people make rice, so I didn't make rice. My plan wasn't to make rice. I just wanted to make a bowl of beef stew with the potatoes and the carrots and stuff, and then some cornbread. But my son Andrew came home hollering, "Where the rice at?" I said, "You know what? If you want some rice, go ahead and make it." Because I am not the best rice maker, and that's what he did. He wanted rice. He went on and he made him some rice. And he was like, "Yeah, Mom, see, it tastes better with the rice." I said, "It tastes better by itself, too. But the rice is just something extra, so that you can really get full." Like I said, it's cold outside, and making things like beef stew and chicken soup and neck bones and soup and things like that. This is the time of year for all of that. I might end up making some lima beans, or they call them northern beans, and put in some smoked meat, like a smoked turkey or something. And yeah, because like I said, it's that time of year. And and always make you some cornbread. I did make cornbread, but I didn't show it on camera. And no, not that one right there, y'all. I made cornbread the day before yesterday, and that was the leftover cornbread. And I thought I was going to use it, but we forgot to put it up. It was still left in the microwave. I said, "Oh, I forgot, I got to put the cornbread up last night." So I decided I had to make a new cornbread. So yeah, I hate wasting food. Oh, I'm so crazy. I got stuffing that was leftover cornbread. I could have put that up and made some cornbread dressing for another meal. Girl, my mind wasn't thinking. Yeah, don't waste food, honey. If you got leftover cornbread, I could have made some yeah, like I said, I could have made some dressing with that cornbread. But you know what? Yeah, I picked that up and I rinsed it off, y'all. And I'm going in with some bay leaves. Now, these bay leaves were so little that I put I had the big ones. I think I only would have put like 2. But these are so little and I really wanted to grab the flavor, let the bay leaves do what they do. So I put several in there. And don't forget to take them out at the end, okay? Don't forget to take them out at the end. Don't be putting them inside your bowl and people thinking they're supposed to be eating it. No, they don't. This is to enhance your food, to give it an extra flavor. It's like a herb. But yeah, so this didn't take long to cook, y'all. Maybe I did 4 hours on this. 4 hours. So here I am now. I got my flour and some water. I'm making a slurry because my stuff is practically done. And even though I did use the cornstarch on the meat, it didn't get the thickness that I wanted. So when that happens, you could take some flour or you could take some cornstarch, mix it together with some water, and mix it up really, really fine, and then pour it into whatever you're cooking. So it'll help with the thickness. It'll thicken that meal up for you, what you're looking for, like especially with like a soup or something. So that's what I did. I took my little glass bowl and I added in about 2 big tablespoons of flour, and I'm just let the water running until I get it to a certain consistency. I don't want it thick, but I don't want it too thin. I want it like somewhere in between. So when I pour it, it's not watery, but it has like a thickness to it. So yeah, so this is what you do when you need to get your soups or something thick, you make a slurry. Just like that. And I'm just gonna pour it in there. See, it wasn't too thin, it was just right. And it did what it's supposed to do. And we're just gonna put the top on it. We're gonna let her sit, and then we're gonna come back. Y'all, this video is over. It took me about 4 hours to with the prep time, the cutting, the cooking, and everything. This was at least a 4 hour dish, but it was worth it. That's that cornbread. Got rid of the old, came in with the new, honey. And let me tell you, ain't nothing like some hot butter cornbread. I was going to throw some honey on it. Go in my cabinet. She ain't got none. So this was no honey on this cornbread, but you know, she still was good. You pair it up with that beef stew and you put lots of margarine. This is not butter. This is margarine. But yeah, it is going all over that cornbread. That cornbread was hot too, and it just melted all up. So the family loved the butter cornbread, the sweet cornbread, sweet butter cornbread. Y'all look at her. She was good. It didn't take very long for those potatoes and them carrots to do what they need to do to get soft. And when I tell you, I did not have add any more seasoning. The seasoning that I put on the veggies and the beef stew at the beginning, that was all I put on there. That was all I put on there. So y'all, over there on the back stove, that's the rice my son made. Andrew came home, he wanted some rice, but we doing this without the rice. Fufu didn't want no rice, and he gonna be my taster. And y'all, when I say this came out so good, this came out so good. And you know, even though I don't eat onions, I still grab me a little bit. That's the bay leaf. See, don't forget to take those out. And mine was so little. I told everybody in the family, hey, if you come across one of these green things, don't eat it, take it out. I took out the ones that I could find because they were just so little. But look at that, y'all. It came out so good. Put a piece of that butter cornbread in there. You can't tell me they ain't gonna make your day when you make this and it's cold outside. Honey, it was just enough for the family. I wanted to make a very large pot, but I had to do what I had to do. Y'all, my son about to chase their Saturday night dinner. You know, they don't want to be on camera, but, you know, the beef stew, using that Soul Tea Unstoppable seasoning. That's all I used in here. Brandon! You know what? That sweet cornbread.
We blowing it off, y'all.
And he blowing it off because it's hot. That's good, ain't it? Come on.
I right there.
That's your bowl. You can have it. Look, y'all, his eyeballs going in the back of his head.
That saltiness and the sweet from the cornbread.
That unstoppable
The
seasoning.
savory. Let me not say salty. Y'all think it's the savoriness.
Get that sweet. Get that seasoning, y'all. Look at him. He going, that's your bowl. You can have it.
The savoriness and the sweetness.
All together, yes. Okay, guys, like, share, subscribe. Until my next video. Hope you guys enjoyed this recipe.